A ruthless Joseon-era concubine gets executed for treason only to wake up 4,000 years later in modern Seoul, where her biggest enemy might just be the man she has destined to fall in love with. My Royal Nemesis is a fantasy romantic K drama that blends Jason era tragedy, modern corporate power struggles, comedy reincarnation, and intense enemies to lovers romance. It follows a notorious royal concubine from the Joseon Dynasty whose soul survives her execution and suddenly awakens in the body of a struggling actress living in present day Seoul. The story begins in the Joseon Dynasty with Kang Dan Shim, a royal concubine feared by everyone in the palace. She is not introduced as some sweet heroine. She is ruthless, manipulative, intelligent, and politically dangerous. Ministers are terrified of her because she knows everybody's secrets. Court ladies hate her, noble families want her dead. Even the king cannot fully control her. But the drama slowly shows that Janshim did not become cruel for fun. She came from poverty, entered the palace to save her family during a famine. Every evil decision she made was basically survival inside a system that has been designed to destroy the women without the power. The palace scenes are filmed beautifully, dark corridors, candlelit political meetings, silk robes, poison plots, and Danchim completely dominates every scene she is in. She has blackmail all the officials, manipulates royal alliances, plays political chess better than the men around her. That's why the court eventually unites against her. Then comes the huge betrayal. She is falsely accused of treason and sentenced to death. Execution scene is honestly one of the strongest openings in a recent Korean drama. Snow is falling outside the palace while she drinks poison wearing the red royal robes. Instead of begging for mercy, she laughs at everyone watching her die. Right before the collapsing, she basically swears she will come back and haunt the world that called her a villain. And then the eclipse happens. Suddenly, drama jumps to modern Seoul in 2026. Danshim wakes up inside the body of Shin Suri, struggling actress who only gets background roles in historical dramas. At first, she thinks she is in the afterlife because everything around her looks insane from Jason's perspective. This is where the show becomes unexpectedly hilarious. She thinks automatic doors are magic. She attacks television because she believes people are trapped inside them. She treats makeup artists like palace servants and calls taxis royal carriages. There is even a scene where she walks through the downtown Seoul in full hanbok, screaming royal commands at random people while security guards chase her. But underneath all the comedy, the show keeps reminding you that Danchim is still dangerous. Even in modern Seoul, she immediately starts reading people politically. She understands the power structures faster than anyone else. Then leads to her meeting Shah Sigi. Sigi is the cold heir to a massive chaebol empire. Typical rich K-drama male lead on the surface. Emotionally detached, arrogant, always in expensive suits. But interesting thing is that Danchim is not intimidated by him at all. The first meeting is chaos. She mistakes him for corrupt Jason minister reincarnated into the modern world. Throws tea at his face, publicly insults him, accuses him of treason in the middle of a luxury hotel. And instead of kicking her out, he becomes fascinated. Now, that's basically the core of the drama. Two emotionally damaged, power obsessed people constantly, constantly trying to outsmart each other while slowly falling in love. The romance is every enemies to lovers. They fight in almost every episode. The chemistry works because both characters are equally intelligent, equally stubborn. Damshim understands palace politics while Sigi understands corporate warfare. So once they start working together, the drama shifts into really fun mix of historical strategy and modern business revenge. Now Denshim starts helping him defeat the corrupt executives using the Jason era manipulation tactics. She predicts the betrayals before they happen, traps the board members socially, leaks information strategically, and basically runs corporate politics like it's a royal court. Some of the best scenes in the middle episodes are just the two of them verbally destroying each other during the strategy meetings while secretly becoming emotionally attached. And then the drama slowly introduces the reincarnation mystery. Certain modern characters begin resembling people from Denshem's past life. The biggest one is Shao Moon-doo, the mysterious strategist who seems to know far too much about her death in Jason. Eventually, the drama reveals that Mudu was one of the people responsible for turning the king against Densham centuries ago. In the modern timeline, he becomes the main antagonist again, manipulating media, corporations, public opinion, the same way he used to manipulate the palace politics in the past. Now, this is where the show gets darker. Around the middle episodes, series Suri, original memories start resurfacing inside the Densham. Suddenly, she is forced to confront a huge moral question. Is she stealing another woman's life? At the same time, more flashbacks reveal the truth about her past. She wasn't simply a villain, she became ruthless because every act of kindness in Jason gets exploited. The palace transformed her into the monster everyone feared. The emotional conflict is honestly what makes the drama stronger than a typical fantasy romance. It's not just about the reincarnation, it's about whether someone labeled evil can ever truly start over or not. One of the standout scenes happens under the cherry blossoms when Densham admits she never had freedom in her first life. Sigi tells her to live selfishly this time instead of sacrificing herself for everyone else. By the final episodes, everything starts collapsing. Mundu publicly exposes Densham's strange identity, Sigi company and the crisis. Densham's soul itself becomes unstable. This drama starts blending the Jason imagery with modern Seoul visually, almost like two timelines are colliding. The climax happens at Abundant Palace filming set, where Densham finally confronts both her past and the people who destroyed her life. Instead of embracing the villainous identity everyone forced onto her, she finally rejects her. And Sigi, for the first time, chooses her over power. That's really the emotional point of the drama. The, since the drama is ongoing, the complete finale has not fully aired yet. However, current story hints suggest Densham may permanently remain in modern Seoul. Suri and Densham's identities could merge. Sigi may abandon his chaebol inheritance, and the couple may finally escape the fate that destroyed them in Jason.